Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Now this one's just going to be another update on the USACC group build. Unfortunately, I'm very aware that I've not posted anything in a couple of weeks, but that's just life, I'm afraid. I've had a very busy, stressful couple of weeks, and I won't go into it any more than that. But you know, we've found a bit of time to get back to the bench today. Hopefully we'll make a bit of progress on this. It is literally where we left it off a couple of weeks ago. Not had any time at all to do anything else. I'm hoping today, you know, we can start working this front valance, doing the custom work to the front valance. We also at some point need to level out these fenders, front fenders. And the front of the hood needs a bit more height in it. The way the real car looks, the fender's extended and rolled into the front grille work. So I don't really, I'm not too sure whether I'm just going to mud all that in, but I'm going to try and see if we got some other alternatives we can work in today. It might not look pretty until we got filler actually on it, but I might put some filler pieces in there just to build it up, so I'm not putting too much body filler in this. But you know, all we can do is see how far we get. Not too sure how far that will be, but we'll just do our best, and then you know, it's just a case of little by little on this one, and see what we can do for each video. So we will see you in a second. Right then, I thought I'd just stop and take a break, take a quick clip, see what we've done. I have started building up the front valance now. I've got a pretty good shape to it, to what I wanted it to be. Again, please do look at the pictures at the end of the video. I post a lot of pictures throughout when I'm doing all this, just because, to be quite honest with you, I can't film it while I'm doing it, and you know, the pictures might explain it a little bit better than I'm going to do so now. So yeah, I always take pictures throughout the build, and you know, you can see a little bit in better detail what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, we basically started by, I got the contour gauge, and just pushed the contour gauge up against the grill bar which we'd put in. Managed to, then I just transferred it over to one sheet of styrene, so just so I could get a basic shape. I mean, all we're trying to do here at the moment is put a basic shape in and minimise the amount of filler we're going to have to do on it. So yeah, I've got one piece cut out, cut that in half, shape the contours where the license plate fits in, and then we've had to slide up a separate piece of sheet styrene in there, because looking at the pictures behind the license plate's also peaked, but it's obviously recessed. So we cut another bit of styrene, slid that up in there behind the gaps on the bottom, and then you know, everything was kind of overhanging. It wasn't accurately cut or anything. It was just so I knew I'd have some overhang to sand down, what have you. But you know, then we just finished it off with a valance on the bottom. Again, just another rough cut of styrene. I did put a bit of shape into the valance to how I wanted it to look from the underside. But you know, we start with that filler piece we put in previously, and you know, and this lower valance, we're starting to get some shape in there, so it actually looks like it's meant to be part of the body, rather than trying to splodge a load of filler in the bottom to fill all the gaps and joins, because obviously we've had to glue these in at a peak, so there's without this there'd be big gaps underneath. But we're starting to suck in that front grill bar now. You know, it's obviously too proud, and it needed all this work doing to pull all that in. And there is going to be filler work, you know. Obviously there's going to be a lot of filler work to get the details and everything matching perfectly. But I mean, I think we're doing pretty well so far. I think the next thing I'm just going to do, I'm obviously going to put off cutting my holes in there for as long as I can, because that's something I'm dreading for the 58 Pontiac or 58 Oldsmobile lights which go in there. But yeah, I think we're going to have to extend these fenders first. And I've been going through parts box, and these cut off pieces came in a junkyard lot which I bought many years ago, and I've just had them sat in a box not knowing what to do with them. But I might just cut the front head lips off these just to give me, I think they're off an AMT kit, so they're a smaller scale light, but I think I might just cut the front ends off these and see if I can work them into the top of there. Like I say, it's going to probably look hideous until we get some filler in it, and it's going to be all different kinds of colours. I'm assuming this is probably bright blue underneath here, but we might do the same for the front of the hood. You know, I think this is probably the flip nose front end from the MPC kit probably. I would have thought, just because the hood's actually wider than the 1/24 scale monogram kit, so I'm assuming that's what it's from. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with these to act as fillers, just to give us a little bit more chance of not having to hem in a load of filler there. But you know, we'll crack on. We'll see what we can do in the next hour or so, and see how far we can get today, to be quite honest with you, because it'll be again probably Wednesday before I have any more time on this at least. So yeah, we'll do another hour and we'll see you in a second. So we've done a little bit more on it. I mean, I probably had about another hour and a half on it since the last clip. I did explain that I was gonna start extending these front fenders a little bit to let it roll into the front grill bar we installed. It took me about, I did start cutting these old parts like I mentioned in the last video, but you know, it took me about all of 5 minutes to realise I was just going to end up spending more time trying to make them work than I would with sheet styrene. So again, it was just a case of getting the contour gauge out, getting that contour for the front edge of the bonnet, and you know, then we could do a template. So then I just cut some sheet styrene, super glued it down, tried to glue it so it arched up like the real car does. And I think, and we did the same for the front of the fenders. It was just a case of getting some sheet styrene, just plastering a load of super glue underneath it, and then we started to form it a little bit. Obviously, I mean, through all these steps where the hood's going to be involved, I just tape it down just so it's not moving about too much, and I can sand it all down at the same time. But you know, I mean, we just really sanded it to where it's wafer thin. You know, in here it's pretty much gone all the way through and up to the super glue underneath. So, but I think you know, I'm happy now with starting to enclose this whole front end. And I think the more we do, the more it's starting to look like the mountain pearl. I've started to soften some of the edges up a little bit. You know, but I don't want to take too much off. I still want to leave a little bit of excess material on the sides, because, you know, I might want to do a bit more sanding. But I think I'm pretty much happy now where that can just take filler, a skim of filler. It's really not going to take much, I don't think. yeah, the majority is all built up with styrene now. Everything's super solid in there, so you know, I'm not worried about anything cracking or breaking. You know, the amount of handling I've had, pressure I've been putting on this roof without even thinking, and I think that's pretty solid because I hadn't managed to damage that. But you know, I think the next step what I need to do really on this thing is start to work on the grill, because I can't really figure out the size of my headlamps. How I'm gonna make the headlamps until I get the grill installed. And on the original car, it was a modified 55 Cameo front grille, which had turned upside down. And I did mention it in my last video, and my good friend Lee kindly messaged me and said he had a couple of spares. I know he's built a few, but he's always done in radical customs. You know, one thing, it saves me breaking into the one builder I have, and another thing, gives me a bit of extra width to work with. You know, I can probably glue these together, but we're gonna have to cut them. The way they fit at the moment, I think they're too long and they're too narrow. So we're gonna have to do some modification on both of these grills. Like I say, I'll probably glue both halves together, because as you can see, there's quite a lot of depth in there. So, and I might even end up putting sheet styrene between the two. I'll have a look at the pictures, see what it needs to be, but we're certainly going to have to cut it in half. We're going to probably have to do a hot cross bun cut and then move all the edges up. But we'll see what we can do. I think, in all honesty, that's going to probably be the final bit for today. If I can get that grill sorted today, then it does set me up for doing the headlamps and everything in the next clips in the next video. Because I don't think we're going to get them done today. I think, yeah, I'll try and get this done, and you know, we'll see what it looks like. So, you know, that's probably going to be another hour's worth of work for me, but a couple of seconds for you, so we will see you in the next clip. Right then, well, I think this is going to be the final clip, because I've had enough for today, to be quite honest with you. This grill has really taken it out of me. I've measured it up against the pictures and everything, and I've got it where I'm happy with moving forward, that I can use it as a base to start knowing where I'm going to set my headlamps in. You know, I'm going to have to manufacture those 58 Lincoln headlamps, but it's looking right now. I think the only thing I've got left to do on it to make it right is I might just channel the centre of the top and peak it out a little bit. But other than that, you know, I'm pretty happy with the depth of it all. Like I say, I did use the two 55 Cameo grills, which Lee gave us, and in all fairness, it was such a chew to get it anywhere like. I basically ended up gluing the two, cutting them into 4 pieces, and then gluing the 4 pieces or the 8 pieces together after that. And you know, to give it some strength, we've collared it with sheet styrene, both around the outside and the inside, just mainly to give it strength, but it also hides a lot of the seams. You know, obviously we've got two grills stacked together here for the depth, and there is going to be a lot more work in this. This is nowhere near finished, but this has taken me about 2 hours. And there's probably an easy way of doing this. You know, I can see I've got super glue on me all over my fingers at the minute, but the reason why I did want to use the 55 Cameo grill as a base is that this is where it's starting to get really difficult with this stuff. It's you know, getting the angles right. Everything I'm doing is by eye from photographs and what have you, and you know, it's and having at least one part which was right for the actual car. You know, it just gave me the right angle. I mean, we did have to, like I say, section it and then raise it. We put filler parts in between, and you know, you can pretty much see, you know, what's left of the grill, the 55 cameo grill surrounds. You know, we got the lower bits, and this has all been narrowed, but we had to put 2 bits in between to raise it, because it was far too narrow for the opening in there. But yeah, I mean, it's now we're getting stuff like this. This is where I knew the troubles would start, or the, you know, chopping the roof and doing everything else is, you know, hard enough as it is. But you know, this is where working in 1/24, when you don't have all them spare parts to your disposal, kind of takes your time away. But you know, we'll finish it up. That's but like I say, it's just, that's as far as I'm taking it today, because we can set it in there. Like I say, I can start getting this all smoothed out in here, and then we can start putting the trim work in, which holds up the headlamps once we've sorted them. But you know, so that don't look like much, but that was a major piece to do, and it's, at least it's another thing kind of half done, so we can move on a little bit. And another bit I was dreading. So, but you know, looking from the side, you can see how that hood, how we've blended in the hood and the fenders to sort of slope down naturally, rather than a sharp gap, or trying to fill it with mud and stuff like that. But you know, it does, without sectioning the hood, that alone gives the illusion of a sectioned hood to some extent, you know. And you can really start seeing differences now. You know, we've got a bit of tidy up around here to do. I'm just going to lay some styrene strip in there to get a nicer contour once I'm a little bit further on, but hence why I'm not sanding too much of this away. But you know, we're getting the basic shape now, and like I say, I mean, you can see the extent of that front end extension working in, and you know, again, taking away from the bulky look. And you know, we've got quite an extension on the front there, like at each bit we do, you know, we're getting closer. It's very, very slow progress, and you know, you're probably sick of seeing this body now. But in all fairness, you know, my only spare time is going to get spent on this, because I just don't have time to do anything else at the moment. So it's either film me doing this intricate work and showing you, or pretty much nothing at all. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy now. I'm more happy than I was earlier on in the day when I started this. You know, it doesn't look like we've achieved much, but there's a hell of a lot of work that's just gone into that, just to take it to that next step. So, you know, hopefully, you know, I'll get a bit more time on it this week. We can start seeing a bit more progress. I am absolutely desperate to get this body and primer and move on to the next part. But unfortunately, you can't rush these things. It's definitely harder than it's probably the toughest one I've done so far. You know, much harder than the satellite conversion, just for the, it's just like, where does it all stop? Where does custom work stop? It's quite laborious, to say the least, but we'll get there. And you know, this is, you know, it's really important to me, this build, this group build. So we'll give it 110%, but, you know, I know we're probably into episode 6 now, but, you know, I think give it another couple of episodes, you know, we might be on episode 7 or 8 by the time we finish the body, but I think once all said and done, and we can start adding all the intricate trim lines and stuff like that, and start perfecting these areas. I mean, they really don't need much, you know. It's a bit more sanding, a bit more a skimmer filler, and I think we'll have a pretty nice sort of recreation of the mountain pearl. So, you know, if you know, before I go, just want to, of course, say thank you to all the supporters of the channel. I am very, very aware when I get too busy and I can't come to the bench and work on these things or create videos for you guys. And I really appreciate everybody who's you know, stuck with us and can sort of appreciate that, you know, sometimes life gets in the way, but and I'm not going to bore you with anything what's going on. It's just, you know, it's just my time is very restricted at the moment. My headspace is very restricted at the moment, so we'll just keep plugging away. But again, thank you for everybody who's messaged in the last couple of weeks, just asking how I am and what have you. You know, really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate everybody who comments on the videos. Again, if I don't reply straight away, I will find time. I think the last video was the longest time I took to reply to comments, just because I got so busy so quickly. But, you know, please do keep the comments coming. I do read them pretty much straight away. You know, it's just getting the time to sit down and reply to them all. But again, you know, hopefully we'll be back midweek with something. I've got a few little bits and pieces I can show you in the meantime. But, you know, until then, really hope you enjoy your week, and, you know, we'll just see you in the next video. So with that said, we'll see you bye. Okay, see you bye.